Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm here with my special guest, which is my sister Mo.
Hey guys.
Because a lot of you guys have been requesting this video, so I decided to do a Q&A slash mukbang. Is that how do you say it?
I think it's mukbang.
Mukbang.
Yeah.
We're doing a mukbang.
We don't know English or Spanish, guys, so just go with it.
So yeah, we got pizza and wings. You guys, so this is what we got. Pizza can never go wrong.
Alright guys, I'm starving. Okay, so both me and my sister asked the gram for questions. So we have some questions you guys sent us.
Yes, so let's see. Let's get to the juicy questions because I want to start with this one while you're looking for yours. So this one says, do you ever tell each other I love you? And that's a no because my sister is so dry, you guys.
You never told me that either.
No, but I remember when she was younger, I would always try to like kiss her and I would do it purposely because she does not like it. She does.
Well, I wasn't used to it like at home, guys, so
like kind of like
my sister left the house early, so
yeah, so kind of like not like a punishment, but like whenever I wanted to get under her skin, I would do that. I would like want to kiss her. She would be like, stop, oh my god, like, so yeah, so that's funny because yeah, sister doesn't like
yeah, I think it's because my mom like brought us up with like tough love and she would never tell us I love you, so like I guess we never told each other.
Yeah, we didn't.
But we would like, we tell my dad, both of us tell my dad. But.
Yeah, my dad always tells us I love you. So that's why we always say I love you. Like I do say I love you to my daughters and to my boys, to all my kids and my grandkids. I always say I love you.
Can you pass me the chile?
I always say I love you because, but it's just, I cannot say I love you to my mom. You've been doing that lately, huh?
Yeah, I've been getting in the habit of it. I've been trying to like break the cycle. So, you know what though? She doesn't tell me it back unless I like, you know, kind of like call her out. Cause I'll be like, oh, like I'll be like, I love you. And then she'll be like, okay. And I'm like, no me vas a decir nada. So,
yeah, so
that's how it's going, but.
I need to try that because when my mom got high, I don't know if you guys seen the twins video where she ate an edible and she was trying to tell me I love you and I was like, this is so weird. Like I thought it was like not normal. Like
that's how you know she really thought she was going through something, huh?
Yeah, so I thought that was like weird as hell. But anyways, you could answer one of your questions.
All right, let me take this bite first. You guys don't judge me if you see pizza in my braces, cause
me too, because I have braces. Hopefully I'm gonna get them off in a couple of months.
So fun. Okay, so one of the questions that I got was, did you share each other's clothes when you were younger? So so basically me and my sister we're 12 years apart, but we were kind of always like, I guess kind of like the same like size back in the day.
I used to be skinny and then I turned into.
And my sister, she like would always go shopping. Like that was her thing. Every weekend was going to the mall to go shopping. So she had like so much clothes. And so sometimes like my parents would buy me clothes, but it was like in the beginning of the year, and then probably like if it's like in the middle of the year, and then maybe like the end, but that's it. Like if there's a shirt that you like no, you already have your clothes for like the year, you know. So sometimes like I would go to my sister's house and then like I would see like a shirt that I liked. So then I would just like put it in my backpack, and then like the next thing you know, she would like pick me up from school and I'd be wearing her shirt, and like she would just like catch me red-handed. So
now I know
what. That's the story.
Now I know where everything went. I feel like these jalapenos are soggy.
They're always soggy when they're sliced. That's why it's better to get them whole.
So I got this question a lot, so I feel like I need to answer this question because you guys are getting the wrong idea. Basically, I got this question multiple times and it's, why don't you guys really go out together? Seems like you guys are distant. Like the questions like, do you guys get along? And it's over and over. But or like, why don't we hang out? But I feel like my sister and I were really close when I was younger and I used to live in Fresno, because I ended up moving to Sacramento. When she was younger, she was always with me. I always had my sister. I would take her out because my mom wouldn't let her do nothing. So I would just tell my mom, oh, she's gonna spend the night. So Chiqui's one of my really good friends from Fresno. From Fresno, we would go to LA. We would come party in LA a lot. And back then, I feel like it wasn't that strict on like it is now. Like with the whole IDs. Like she would even use like my friend's ID. And my friend was like Morenita. So she would use her ID and they would never question it. Like they wouldn't care. And she would come out here to LA and stuff. And we would take her clubbing all the time. So she would always go out with us. And she was only like 17, 18, whatever. But then once I moved, I got with Gordos, that kind of got distant a bit, I guess. And then I would still come, like, I guess with time, once I left Gordos' dad, like I would come to Fresno and I would party with her and stuff. But then I kind of like grew out of like the whole partying. Like, don't get me wrong, you guys always see me out, but I go out to like dinners or bars. I'm not really into the club scene anymore. Like once in a while I'll go for like a special occasion or something like that. But so my sister's more like at the twins level because we are 12 years apart. So she's more like, right?
Yeah.
Like you and the twins, like.
Yeah, and I feel like because since you like, when you moved, like you kind of like had like your like circle and then like I had mine, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we always hang out as a family, you know? But it's just like we just kind of both live different lives. And
so that's the thing about like, it's not that we don't get along, it's just that there's a big age difference. It's 12 years, it seems like that. But like when it was her birthday, you went to Malecon and like I went because it was her birthday.
Yeah, I don't know why people think you gotta be together 24/7 for you to like know that, like, you know, that you love each other so much.
Because like, another one of the questions was like, if we tell each other like our men problems, and we do.
Yeah,
like, we always do. Like my sister will call me for advice.
I started coming to my sister like when I was like probably like 13, you know, when you kind of have like your little, not even, I remember being like in 6th grade, telling you like, oh, I have a crush on this guy, but it was like innocent, you know, like when I was in elementary, like and then when shit started getting real, like in high school, then I would tell my sister like, what do you think I should do? And then like, since she was older and she knew the game better, she kind of trained me. So like at first I was kind of like, but then I finally gave in and like I took her advice and I seen it worked. So yeah, but pretty much like everyone, like all the girls in this family, we tell each other everything. So
I bet the men know this already. Like there's never secrets between us. Yeah, because like we pretty much know each other's lives. Like,
you guys tell each other everything.
Yeah. That's to answer that other question. People want to know about my breast reduction, but right now I'm still recovering, so I can't tell you guys much. I am gonna make a video on it once I fully recover, and then I'll let you guys know how it's going. Look, they asked here, have you guys ever gotten into a club fight? Bro, all the time when I used to go out with her. We would always get into fights. Like, I was like probably in my early 30s. Back in the day when I was younger, we would go out and it was just like multiple fights that we would get into like all the time. Like that's a story time that my sister can tell you guys about on another video.
But it was people messing with us, guys. It wasn't like us like going out, you know, like to fight. Like it would just be like us chilling. And then like people tripping off of us, so. And
I don't know, like I've always been like kind of protective when it comes to my sister. So it's like if anybody would try anything, I would like get up and I would like, it was just a fight. Like I would like not let nobody like come close to my sister or whatever. So it was always a fight.
All right, so let's see, what is the next question? Okay, it says, who is a better cook, you or your sister? So I feel like there's not like one better than the other, because I feel like well, we have like the same teachers, which is like my mom and my dad, And I feel like she's like better at cooking like certain things than me. And then
I don't like to cook anymore, you guys. Like, I cook because it's only Gordo and me, so I cook very...
Yeah, you don't cook that much no more, but you used to cook a lot.
But now I'm like, I'll just come over here. Like, oh, if I feel like getting enchiladas, because I love enchiladas, but I hate making them, I'll call my sister and be like, hey, can you make enchiladas or whatever? Because I feel like you're more down for it.
Yeah, and I feel like you're better at making pozole. Like, my pozole is like but it's like not like yours. Okay, it says, which one of my boyfriends did you hate the most?
Because they asked me this question too. Over here, they asked
me. Oh, they
me,
really want to know then.
do you like most boyfriends that she gets? So maybe got worded different, but I have liked... The thing about my sister is like the old school Mo. Like when she was younger, I used to like her boyfriends. And then I would get close to them. And they would last. It wasn't like a 1 month or 2 month or 3 month. It would be like years. And I would get close to them, and then anytime they would fight, they would come to me. So it was always like Marbella or Bea, like help me with Mo, like, you know, this and that. And then I would try to like talk to her, and I would try to talk to him. And then, so whenever she would break up with them, I would take it really hard because I had gotten used to this guy, and I wasn't allowed to talk to him no more because my sister's like, no, he's out of the family, that's it, it's over. Well,
because I always freaking I tend to date psychos, so I feel like they just want to get like close to the family just so that like they could get back in, you know?
Yeah, but
I know they like you too, but
the old school guys, like from back in the day, I liked. I don't know about recently what's been going on. Yeah. Recently there's been some crazy people coming along, and of course I don't want that for my sister, so yeah, I don't like the recent ones.
Yeah, so that's how that's going, guys. Don't mind me, guys. I'm eating my wings, and like I don't like to put like my mouth in it. I don't know why I'm weird. It gives me asco to do it like that, so I just like pick at it. And then people would be disappointed in me because I leave like so much carne on it. Like, I'm done with this one already.
One of the questions is, would you trust each other on setting each other up on dates? I don't know, because she would probably set me up with the guy that's blasted with tattoos, and I'm not really into the whole tattoo thing. I mean, I don't mind tattoos like that, but my sister likes guys that are like blasted with tattoos. So she's...
Well, first of all, I would date someone that you would like, but
I would probably set you up with a nice guy with a nice job, nicely dressed, and you would probably think
to be fair, I feel like I wouldn't even trust myself because like the way that I've been picking men lately, it's just been a fail. So I don't know, I don't think it's any better for you. So I think it's going bad for both of us, so it wouldn't be a good idea to trust either of us.
Exactly. I've tried to be open-minded, and like I try not to date so much for looks, although looks do matter a bit. But sometimes I've met guys where they're not cute, but they have a good personality, so that makes me like them. But at the end, it's all bad. Not even the looks, not even the personality, nothing helps. So
even the ugly ones cheat, guys.
Yeah. What part of Mexico are our parents from? They're from Jalisco. My mom's from Los Altos de Jalisco, from a pueblo called San Francisco de Asís.
Yeah,
San Pancho, right?
My pops is from Guadalajara. Well, my pops is from Guadalajara, but they brought him to like LA when he was like 5, so.
It's asking me if I ever plan on getting married again. I've never been married. I've lived with somebody, I've only had like 2 serious relationships, which have been Gordo's dad and the twins' dad, and I've never been married, so I've never wanted to be married, but now maybe.
You know what? Actually, a couple times I seen the question, but I was like, I don't know if I wanted to answer it, but now that you bring it up, they had asked me a couple times, like, if we were to meet the right man, if we would marry them.
That's why I don't want to say never, because I always say I wouldn't, and never, and my mom always says never say never because you never know. But maybe if like I met the right person and I felt secure like with that person, maybe I would get married. But I've always had a fear of marriage.
Yeah, probably because we come from a broken home, huh? That's
I think so. So this one's for for you and I. It says, why don't you support mama like you support papa? So that's like a whole story, you guys, that kind of links up to like why I got pregnant and why I left and how we grew up. And it's I feel that we don't support my dad more than my mom because we have my mom with us, right?
Yeah, my mom's always been with us.
My mom's always been with us, and she always gets whatever she wants from us. My mom gives us tough love, so in return we give her that back, and my dad doesn't. My dad's a very loving father when it comes to us. I don't know if he has other kids out there. I don't know how he is with those kids, but with us, he's very loving. So he's always been a good dad. I feel like my mom's always been with us, and the girls and everybody have always spoiled my mom. Like, the girls, like when it's her birthday, like they take her out, they spend money. We already know how my mom's dry when it comes to us. Like, she doesn't really ever show us love or give us love, but when it comes to the boys, she does. And like, that's a whole nother video. Like, you guys don't understand. You guys are not with us like every day or how we grew up, but basically like that was one of the reasons why I left and I got pregnant. And I think you're gonna do a video on that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on like how we grew up with my mom.
So it'll better explain on
yeah, it'll give you guys a little more insight. And it's not even that, oh, like we're cold with my mom. That's just like, it's not even that we're cold with each other, but that's just our relationship with each other. It's not that we're cold with each other and stuff, we're just not like that affectionate with each other, but she knows that we love her, and we know that she loves us most of the time. Well,
I think she does love us, but in her own way, because she has her favorites. So that's the bad thing about my mom, that she chooses favorites.
My mom likes the boys in this family. I have a question right here, and it says, okay, tell us a funny story from your childhood. Also, were you close to each other growing up? So, okay, my funny story from when I was little was, I remember my sister and Ruben, the twins' dad, when they barely started dating. Like, I think you guys were in high school, right?
Yes, I already know where this is going.
So they would always take me like on their little dates. Would my mom make you? Mm-hmm. So I remember, and it's funny because I was like, what? I was like 5.
Yeah, you were like 5.
I was like 5. So I remember we went to the movies, and this one we lived in Fresno. So we went to the movies and we watched the movie. And I remember us coming out of the movies, and I remember you guys kept looking for the car. But I think at the moment, since I was 5, I didn't know what was going on, right? I was just like, fuck, like it's cold. Like, well, I was thinking like, oh my God, it's so cold. Me thinking like when I was 5. And finally, I'm like, I want to go home. And they're like, they stole the car. And I was like, they stole the car? And I was like, what do you mean they stole the car? And they're like, yeah, they stole Ruben's car. So then, what ended up happening, because I just remember like a little bit.
We called his mom, and then I think they came to pick us up. I think like the aunt and the uncle, they came to pick us up, and then we went back to Ruben's house, and then they ended up dropping us off.
Yeah, what movie theater was that at?
I don't know, it was one in Fresno. I don't even think it's there anymore.
Did they ever find the car?
I don't even remember. I think because back then Dayton's would be in, and those were the rims that he had on there, so they had stole the car.
Yeah, so that was one of my childhood memories. Do you have like a childhood memory?
No, well that one was like the worst. I remember when I was young, I remember Ruben would always get my sister mad. Like they used to Like, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, they had a good relationship, but then he would
You know what? He
always
would
mess
fuck with me
my
on
sister.
purpose.
Yeah, to get her mad all the time. And my sister kind of like started hating him for a bit. Like, she
you know
couldn't
why?
stand
It's because
up.
Ruben was like a big kid, so he would like fuck with me a lot. Like he would just say like stupid stuff, and I was like little, you know, so I would get mad.
But like my sister, like how a lot of like how my sister says that I was more like I would take care of her and stuff. That's how I was with Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben was like a big brother, but like also like kind of like a father figure, because my sister was kind of like a mother figure to me, because when my mom couldn't take care of me, like I would be with them most of the time.
Habit or in and out? I already know what you're gonna say. In and out, because everybody in this family loves in and out. And let me tell you guys, Gordo is addicted to in and out. So Gordo will ask for in and out. Like, it's like anytime I'm gonna get something to him, what do you want? He'll say in and out, in and out. So he has a limit. I won't let him get more than 2 times. But Gordo has asked me for 3 times out of the week.
You know what? I've done it like 2 times.
No, Gordo has done it 3 times out of the week, and he expects me to go to that line and eat that 3 times. And no, I don't.
You know what?
No.
That's the only thing that kills it about In-N-Out is their fucking lines.
Or it says In-N-Out or Habit. I'm kind of getting tired of In-N-Out. So lately I've been liking their chicken salads and their chicken sandwiches. They're really good at Habit.
I've had their chicken sandwiches, but I think I have Asco with them because DoorDash ruined it for me.
No, you have to go get them because I'm not like soggy.
Yeah, I've actually ate there before and it was good, but then I got it through DoorDash and it just gave me Asco.
You guys are asking me like what happened with Gordo's dad. Gordo's dad, that's like a whole nother story, but Gordo's dad and I didn't make it because he's really like really Mexican. Like his way of thinking is like,
he's really machista, in better words.
So in other words, he's like a total machista. So he believes that only a woman should cook. He doesn't believe that a man should help a woman cook. He believes that only a woman should clean the house, that a man shouldn't clean the house. So if he, like for instance, would come home and he would make ceviche or something, because like let's say we were mad at each other, he would leave the mess there, and he doesn't believe in like cleaning up or doing none of that.
Or he would leave like his clothes laying around, right?
Yeah, and then he would leave them on the floor, and I would say, hey, like pick up your clothes or do this, and he wouldn't do nothing. Like he doesn't believe in that stuff. He believes that a woman was put on this earth to cook, clean, and be a maid basically. And on top of that, if you're gonna be that machista, then a woman should stay home and not work because you want everything done. And he also wanted like homemade tortillas. It's impossible when you have to bring money to the table. If I have to go to work and he has to go to work, I'm tired, I still have kids to take care of, and it just didn't work out between us. And there was just a lot of other stuff going on in our relationship.
You felt like you were doing like double the work, huh?
Yeah, and then he would get mad, and then it was like he would kick me out when he would get mad, and then messing around. I don't really talk about that because Gordo's still like underage, and I don't want to like put him in that situation. But that's basically what happened with Gordo's dad.
Okay. I don't know if this is mean.
Let me see.
Did you ever dislike the twins' dad or Gordo's dad?
Both.
Well, I feel like Ruben, me and him had like a big brother, little sister relationship. Like, you know how you would like piss me off too? Like you would pick on me? So I feel like that was like our relationship. It was more like a big brother, like little sister. Like he would like just like pick on me, not in a bad way, you know? Because my sister would pick on me too. Like, but I feel like Ruben, I feel like he's always been like a brother to me. Like I never like not wanted him to be with my sister. Like I've always like wanted them. Well, back in the day, you know, when I was like younger. Back in the day when I was younger, I wanted them to like work it out when I was younger. But like obviously now, like everyone has their own life, you know, and we respect that. But Gordo's dad.
I feel like
he was weird.
Huh?
He was like, I feel
like he was really quiet, like he wouldn't talk.
He
it was
would,
like he was always in a bad mood, huh?
Yeah, he would never talk, he would never conversate, like literally he would never. And like if you were trying to talk to him, he would just like answer your question and then he would like stop. But I don't know, maybe it's because it's
what
like
was I thinking?
Maybe it's like the way he was like, I don't know. And then like it was only about his family, like he would only talk to his family, but when we came around he wouldn't talk to us. And then it was weird because my sister would pick us up, like me and my mom, to like, well, because I was little at the time, you know? So my sister would pick me and my mom up when, you know, when I was little, and we would like go, like, you know, spend time with her. And all his family would talk to us except for him. So he was weird a little bit.
And then also like little problems, I would have a lot of problems with his family.
Oh, and you know what? I remember one time, so I never held animosity towards him, you know, like I just like, I let it, like I didn't care because that was their problems, you know. But like if you would ask me like did I like him, probably be like I wasn't like a major fan, but it was always like, oh, like hi, how are you, you know. So I remember when I had moved to SAC, they hadn't been together for years, right? Like a long time. But sometimes he would come pick up like Gordo, right? So I would
meet him somewhere though, because I didn't want him to know where I lived.
We knew that he was around, right? So I remember one time I had barely moved to SAC, and one of my coworkers took me out to like this Mexican club, like to this banda club. And I remember it was my first time going there, so I went, and he was there dancing with some girl. And I was like, oh shit, like that's Gordo's dad, you know? And when I seen him, I was like, and I had like, I waved hi like a dumbass. And he was just like, he was dancing, and then he was like he was like so shook that I was there. Like I don't know what he thought, but like, cause I was literally just saying hi. I wasn't even like being like malicious about it. But he literally dissed me. And then I remember later on, like I seen Gordo, and like Gordo, like, you know, like Gordo's already old enough, you know. So I was like fucking around. I told Gordo, I'm like, Gordo, I seen your dad and he dissed me. Like he didn't even fucking talk to me. And like Gordo just started laughing. But I think he probably thought I was gonna like put him on blast or something.
Which it didn't even matter, because
yeah, he was with a girl.
I don't care.
He was, I guess he was on a date with a girl there, but I wasn't even trying to like hate or anything. I was just saying hi. I mean, because he is Gordo's dad, you know. So
I felt like another reason why like I had a lot of problems with my ex too was because like his family, and then like his mom, like for instance when it was Christmas, like, I would want to go with my family, and then like his mom would say, no, you have to be where he's at, and so you have to be with us or whatever. So I would be like, it would be arguments. So I would be like, fuck that, I'm gonna go pick up my mom and my sister, because I would like, never leave them for Christmas or Thanksgiving. Yeah. I always made sure that we were together as a family. And you were like okay with him chilling there with his family, and then you coming to see us, right? Like you weren't trying to take him or anything? No. Like for her to be like, you
no,
could say, I'm gonna go, yeah,
yeah,
but she was like, you have to be wherever your husband's at. And it's just like, I am very Mexican, and I do have some old school tradition in me, but also because of that, I don't believe in certain things. Like, I believe if both of you guys work, yeah, then both of you guys should help each other out. That's how I believe. That's how even my mom like raised us that way. Like my mom kind of did was like, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she was always like,
but my dad always raised us to be like self-efficient, you know, like don't depend on a man, like you always get your money, you know.
And so like those were things that I didn't like, and I felt like I would get bullied around by all of them. So I wasn't happy. Like I was so unhappy. It's because they were very like very traditional, but in a like old school way, like from the rancho, and, like yeah up. And they're from like a little like rancho, like not that there's nothing bad, not that there's anything bad with being from a rancho, but they were just like very not to say everyone's like that, but they're like a little judgmental, very and you can't date a girl. Well, at least this family was like that. And like they would be like, oh, you can't date a girl because like if she has kids, which I did, and like that was the problem. And I mean, I feel like everybody nowadays has kids, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah, you guys were already like in your 30s, right? Or how old were you guys when you met? in my like mid-20s.
But even by then, hella people already have kids.
But I feel that back then, like when I was young, back in my times, if you got pregnant, it was like you were like the worst whore ever. So like in my family, like I would be considered the black sheep because I got pregnant. But now it's open. Like now you could just move in with your man and get pregnant and you're not like a whore. It's accepted now because, you know, times have changed. Oh, I told you guys, talking about my exes. Oof. I'll be here forever. Like, how was it living in Fresno since they say it's a crazy city?
How was it? It is a crazy city.
I personally didn't like living in Fresno. So I was born and raised in LA. Well, my sister and I were both born in LA. I was raised in LA. We took my sister to Fresno. From here we moved to Fresno. And I was 15 and my sister must have been 3.
Yeah.
You were like 3?
I was little.
I just knew that I wasn't happy in Fresno. It's just a small town. Everybody knows
and there's
everybody.
So many haters. Like,
yeah.
So, and all the girls fight for the same guys. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can't even tell your friends who you're talking to, because then it's like, oh, I used to talk to him, or like.
And that's all they ever fight about. Like, and they always find out who you're talking to. Like, somebody always knows who you're talking to, and that friend always has a friend that was with him, and it's gonna be drama, and that's the kind of drama like you're always gonna get yourself into. So I knew I didn't want to stay in Fresno, and then that's when I met Gordos' dad, and then I got with him. And so I've only had 2 serious relationships, which has been Gordos, well, Ruben, and then Gordos' dad. And then after that I've dated, but I wouldn't say like anything serious enough where I can bring a man to like any of you guys and be like, oh, this is my man, you know, like, or to the girls. I don't like to do that until I know that I'm gonna be serious. And for a long time I just wanted to just chill and be by myself, but in Fresno I felt like I needed to get out. Then I moved to Sacramento, and then I knew Sacramento's bigger, but I just knew LA was where my heart was at. I always knew I would come back to LA.
Yeah, and then me, like, when I moved out of Fresno, my sister was already in SAC. She had already been in SAC probably like for maybe like 7-8 years already. And my mom had moved to so then by that time my sister had moved from SAC to LA, and then my mom moved to LA, my dad moved to LA, and then I was like living in Fresno by myself for all that time. And then finally in like 2016, I think I started getting tired of it, because I was like, I just know all the same people. Like, if I go out, I'm gonna see the same people. Like, and then it's like when you got drama, it's like you're always gonna fight, because it's like a big little city, so it's like you're always gonna bump into that person. So and it's just the same thing every day. So I got tired of it, and I just felt like all my friends, you know, they had already like had like their kids, and they had settled down already. So I was just like, why, like, what am I doing here, you know? And I just felt like I always wanted something bigger than to just be in Fresno. So thank God I left. I still go visit from time to time, and I still love to be there because I get to, like, it just reminds me of back in the day. So I still love to visit, but I definitely wouldn't want to move back.
Right?
Yeah, as of now.
Like, I'm not trying to put Fresno down or anything, because I know a lot of our people are in Fresno, and I love to visit. But I just, like, I love going to the remate, things that we would do as a family before.
Yeah, oh, they got bomb tacos in Fresno.
Yeah, and
tacos are bomb.
Oh my God, yes. But I wasn't happy in Fresno.
It's cool if you want, like, I don't know, like a little town. Well, I don't know.
It's because people that are used to Fresno, they don't like LA because they're used to a small town. But I was always used to LA. I moved from LA. I was 15 when I left LA, so I always said I'm gonna go back. Even though the girls, you guys don't live like in LA, but you guys are still in Southern Cali, so it's better than up north. But a lot of people from up north don't like. It's too fast.
Yeah,
it's fast
definitely. Okay, so I have a question here. So I'm actually gonna do a video on this to go more into depth, but I'm just gonna give you a little preview for now. It says, how was it growing up with each other? So I feel like me and my sister had like a little time gap. When I was like little, like when my sister was still a teenager, I feel like we were very close. But then my sister got pregnant, and then she was like forbidden to come back home by my mom. So after that, I don't know, how come what did my mom not let me talk to you?
That's one of the questions they asked me was that
so basically my mom was not talking to my sister, so my dad would only talk to my sister when she was pregnant. And my dad, he would take me to work with him sometimes. So when I would go to work with my dad, he would give me like his cell phone. And I remember like the cell phones were like this fucking big back in the day. And then like I would talk to like my sister like over like the cell phone. But my dad would be like, but don't tell your mom that you talked to your sister.
And then you guys still ask why my dad, why we like.
But then my sister came back when the twins were like, how old were the twins? Were like 2?
They were gonna be like 1.
Okay, they were like gonna be 1. So finally my sister comes back home, and we lived, and then my sister lived with me and my mom and my dad. They were still together. And then basically we were a crazy family. And
no, you're crazy. See, because my question was for Bea. How did you feel when you weren't able to see Mo when you had the twins? So what happened was that I left in the middle of the night, and that's like a whole like story. I've been meaning to do a story time for you guys on when I left and got pregnant, what happened with my mom. But basically I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown because it's a lot. But basically I left, and like I said before, back in the day, if you didn't get married, it was like you were the biggest whore ever. So I left with the Bukbang in the middle of the night, and I just left a note. My mom hated me. Like,
you left a note?
I left a note.
And what did it say?
I don't even remember, but
where'd you leave it at?
I'm leaving, like right there. I was like, I'm leaving because I don't know what. I don't even remember what it said. I just said something like, I'm leaving because I got kidnapped. No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember what I put in the note, to be honest. But I remember I left a note.
Yeah.
I would actually always run away from home because my mom used to beat my ass, and so she would kick me out of the house and I would leave. I was getting kicked out of everybody's house. My ex used to kick me out, my mom used to kick me out. But so I would leave, and so my mom and I would get into fights, and that's the reason why my parents would fight a lot. Basically my parents would fight a lot. And I would get stuck in the middle of it, and that's the reason why I don't want to kind of do that to my kids. So yeah, my parents would fight a whole lot, and it was always my mom stirring up the pot. Like I know my dad would do bad things because as a man, like, he would cheat and stuff, but my mom would like throw pans and do stuff like that, and I wouldn't want my dad to get hurt, so I would get in the middle of it. And that's the reason why I left. So my mom told my dad that le prohibió to speak to me. Like, he was not allowed to talk to me. If you talk to her, we're getting a divorce. So my dad would have to like hide when he would talk to me. And I would always cry because I would want to see my sister, because I was like my little sister and I had her spoiled. So I always wanted to talk to my sister, and my mom just, I wasn't allowed, because my mom would call me out like, puta, you're this, you're that. And she would always like, eres una pinche puta, like, the only way I'll talk to you is if you get married. And I knew I had messed up when I left with Ruben. I knew it wasn't gonna work out, so I was like, I'm not gonna get married. Whenever my dad would have my sister, that's when I would talk to her, and that's when we would talk. So like for Christmas or her birthday, I would send stuff with my dad. Like, I remember, do you remember I got you this big old dollhouse?
Oh yeah. You asked me for a Christmas list, so I sent you like this. I was just like putting down like everything I wanted. Like, I didn't even put a fucking pony on there.
Yeah, right.
Like I put like hella stuff, but I did put like a dollhouse, and she bought me like this big ass dollhouse.
It was like humongous, you guys. Like it was like a dream back in the day. So yeah, with time, Ruben and I would always get into fights, and his mom, my mother-in-law, would call my mom, and my mom was like, fuck her, like. And I remember I would get sick, and I had like pneumonia and like bronchitis, and my dad would like go to Ruben to pick me up and take me to the hospital because I was like dying. And that happened several times, and my mom kind of like got used to the fact that my dad was going to talk to me no matter what. So one day, I guess after all the arguments we would have, that my mother-in-law would call my mom, she finally accepted it. She said, if you are going to leave him, you're going to leave him and you can come back home, but you're never going to go back. And that's what I did. That's how I came back, and that's how me and my sister were living together for years because I moved in, and then later on Ruben and I got back together, but this time I was like, I am not moving out of my mom's house. So he moved in with us. Huh?
Yeah. And then you guys got your own spot, but then my sister and my mom would always live like next door to each other. So I was
like
always
a block away.
Yeah, or like a block away was the farthest.
Like,
so I was always at my sister's house because my house was like boring, and then my mom was going through her shit. So yeah.
So that's a whole other video. But yeah, so that's how. You want to do this question?
Okay. It says, was it hard on you guys growing up seeing mama talk shit on y'all's dad? I feel like it wasn't hard.
I felt that it was hard for me. Because back then they were together, but it was always like they were unhappy together. So my mom was always like, fuck you, fucking asshole. Like,
well, you know what my mom would do? She would kind of keep me away from my dad sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, like she wouldn't, my dad would like want to come pick me up and she wouldn't let me.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, so,
but then you guys went to court, and then.
Yeah, then, my dad took my mom to court.
Yeah.
Was it like that?
I think so. Or no, when my mom got a divorce, she filed for divorce, and then.
Oh, yeah, and they were like fighting for custody, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. So, something went down with custody, but anyways, before the custody battle though, sometimes my mom would, I don't know, I think if she was mad at my dad, she wouldn't like, sometimes she would keep me away. So yeah.
And another question is, why doesn't Mo help you with mama? So she does, but you guys don't see that because it's not always recorded. So sometimes she'll take her to the doctor because I can't, or because I was working or whatever. And
for those of you guys who don't know, like I lived with my mom by myself, like when I was in Fresno. So I moved from Fresno like in 2016. So like maybe a couple years before that she moved. But me and my mom used to live together, and like now she lives with my sister. So but other than that, like my mom, like whenever she needs something, she'll call me. It's just that maybe me and my mom don't get as much camera time. Okay, how has your parents' divorce affected you? Okay, so I'm gonna answer mine and then you can answer yours. So I feel like I didn't really think it affected me. I never thought it did. Cause I feel like I didn't want my mom and dad to be together. They got a divorce when I was like 8 years old. But I do remember my mom and my dad always fighting, and they would like fight in front of me. So I feel like I was happy that they got divorced, because it's like I feel like they had no business like being together. I was sad though, because I do remember like the day that my dad left. Like I still remember it to this day. I remember when he left, but yeah, I feel like I'm okay with them not being together. But I think like for my sister's probably different, because I don't know, it was different for you, right?
Yeah, because I was used to my parents being together, and I moved back home, and I was like in my early 20s. I was like 21, 22, 20. So I was like 20, and I was used to my parents being together, and I felt like it was my fault that they got separated. That's a whole nother story. Do you remember what happened?
No. With what?
With how my dad got caught.
Because you caught him?
Because I caught my dad kissing I caught my dad kissing somebody.
Yeah.
I caught my dad kissing another lady, and
honestly, I feel like my mom knew already.
My mom and I had caught my dad before messing around. I took his phone. I took his phone and I checked, and then like I called the girl and I was like, "You bitch!" I was like, I really did. I was like, "Bitch, you better fuck off!" Like, my dad's married, like, blah blah blah. And then she's like, "Oh, I didn't know, but I know she knew, but whatever." So I don't know what happened with that. But I basically kind of accidentally saw my dad kissing another woman, and I told Ruben, because I was with Ruben at the time, and my mom overheard. And so that's how that went down.
I remember I went on a play date. I have such a good memory when I was little. I remember I went on a play date and I had came home, and then my mom had picked me up. So
you went on a play date? She would let you go out that little, but then not when you were older. Well, who did you go with?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't know if it was Kimberly, but it was someone staying on Cambridge. But I was on a play date, and then my mom went to go pick me up, like walking, and then we walked back. And then when we came back, that's when you told her, because you guys were in the middle of making the carne asada.
Yeah, we're making
so
carne
when we
asada.
came back, you told her, you're like, I seen my dad.
Well, because my mom kept like, ¿Qué dijeron? Like, tell me what Ruben and I were talking about. I was like, oh, nada, like nothing. She's like, no, I heard you. And then she started pleading, like, please tell me. And I felt bad for her, so I ran to the front to call off on my dad, like, and so I convinced her that it wasn't true, because I didn't want them to break up, because, you know, because I'm the one that's over there snitching them out. And it's not that I'm holding my dad's secrets, it's that I wanted them to be together. So I ran to the front and I told my dad, I just seen you, like, and I started crying, and I just seen you kissing another woman, da da da. And then my mom was right in back of me, and she heard everything, and so that's what made them break up. And I took it really bad. I couldn't forgive myself for a while, and I took it bad. I always wanted them to get back together, and like, so I'm happy now that they're at least friends, because I think I get closure with that. And even if they weren't to be friends anymore, I'm already used to it. But wrapping up the video, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And my sister will be having her upcoming videos. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to be making a video on growing up with my mom. So it's going to include me, my sister, and my mom, guys. So just wait on it. And let us know what other videos you would want us to talk about, or what other videos you guys would want us to do together. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, share, like. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.